You got to be subscribed to all the clippers if you want to get all the good angles, because like some of them miss. Like you need like a team of clippers to get all the good details. Like this one here, we're going to watch is Will Heron, TV's Will Heron, as he is a professional and pro bono A-log. And this is Mrs. K. Now, Mrs. K is a Minnesota native who doesn't live too far away from the courthouse. And if you've missed the previous episodes, Mrs. K went to, I guess, was it April? No, sorry. I believe it was Kayla's. I believe she went to Kayla's hearing, and she got pressed. She got pressed by Nick. He showed up. He did his spooky, spooky worm skeleton stance. He started recording her. Then he said he wasn't recording her, and he fled away. And then he fled to Melton's chat, where he was talking about how, you know, how it's like, oh, they're all just jealous. They all just wish they looked like April. So this woman, she has a bit of a history, as I understand it, with abusive parents. Basically, her parents did to her something very similar to what Nick and Kayla did to their own kids. But I think her situation was probably a bit worse from what it sounds like. But we don't know the whole story. But she has decided to be the in-person court reporter for Will Heron. And she shows up and does an interview all the time. If I would criticize one thing about this, is that this should have came out days ago so that I could have included in my previous stream, because I had to do a follow-up stream just to cover this. But apart from that, let's see what they have to say. This is on TV Will Heron's channel, and it's called Ricada Sits Down with the Source. I'm not an addict. It's fun. Strangers can't care for your kids. Let's have a look and see what it says.
Sat down with Nick. See you again. How have things been? You know, been a couple.
All right. Before she answers this, we're gonna do a room check, okay? And you usually have to look for like Will Heron's, like he hides his face and everywhere. But I guess this is an interview he didn't do in this one. But you know what? This looks like a pretty nice house. This looks very cozy. You got your Christmas tree in the back there. You've got your lights. You've got your Christmas station. I don't know what this is. It's like a little. Oh, it's a Christmas mailbox. Look at that. So it's like a little. I guess you put your Christmas letters in here. Maybe they have like a Secret Santa going on, at Mrs. K's house. Yeah, it seems nice. This seems cozy. I would rank this as very, very merry and jolly, and it looks nice. I don't really put up decorations, so it's kind of nostalgic to see. But nice.
Weeks? Yeah, things are kind of hectic. Christmas season, so yeah, it wasn't a forecast to snow, so you know, I did not expect that, and you know, with all the back roads out there, it was kind of scary. More so on the way home, but yeah, wasn't expected.
Last time,
well, it sounded like she got home safe, unlike somebody that crashed their Shelby GT Mustang the first time they took it out on those icy roads. Can be dangerous. I'm kind of envious, honestly, of people that get a lot of snow. I get a little bit of snow in my area, but not so much. Although I might go skiing next month. Who can say? Depends if I got enough free time. I don't think I do though.
You had gotten like kind of stuck behind people, and so it slowed you down getting there.
I was like,
this is where it gets interesting.
My notebook, just like waiting, and I glanced up to look at the time, and right as I glanced up, Nick, Kayla, and Nick's lawyer were walking towards me, and
so this is where the story gets a little bit more interesting. You see, the Baldo man decided that he wanted to have a second encounter with this woman. The first one didn't go quite his way, but he's going to change a bit. Now, I previewed this video, but there's a part 2 that I haven't seen just yet. So I'm not sure what goes on in this one. We'll see what's going on.
Like, were they looking at you as they're walking towards you? Like, did you like kind of see them coming towards you for them? Like, these guys are coming to talk to me, or were you just kind of, you looked up, and then there they are.
They were.
Man, how come I'm not subscribed to Will Heron? I should subscribe and like the video right now. That's weird. I must be subscribed to my other channel.
I don't know if they came out of a conference room or up the stairs. They were right around the stairs when I saw them. But I think they were already there before I got there. I thought I saw his vehicle out there, and I didn't see him anywhere. So I think they might have been in a conference room. So yeah, I look up and I saw them, and I took note of what they were wearing. I know people want to know what they were wearing. So I went to write down notes on what they were wearing.
What were they wearing? How'd they look?
They look
Okay, well, we don't need the fashion report. Okay, I'm not one of those people that really care that much. But I guess it's just part of the story.
the
Part of the
healthiest
story.
I've seen them out of all the hearings.
Oh, that's nice. Nick's looking good.
Nick was wearing like a nice blue pinstripe suit, and Kayla was wearing like a tweed skirt and like a little short blazer jacket, writing down what they were wearing. And then the next time I look up, Nick's standing in front of me, looking down at me. And
You're
Came
like,
to stare her down. Now Nick loves to talk to women, especially in elevators, cornering them and stuff like that. So he decided to come up and say hi to Mrs. K.
and then like,
yep, exactly that.
what was that like?
It caught me off guard. And he's like, can we talk?
Okay.
And I said, sure. And then he sat down like right next to me.
Now, before he say what he does, what do you think Nick wants to talk to her about? And no, she's not being invited to add to the polycule, even though they do have an open slot now that April's apparently gone. But this is a weird little thing. I wouldn't have expected Nick to talk to this woman ever again because it's gone so badly for him so far. But when you're down, that's the best time to double down. Let's see what happens.
And
he wanted to talk about anime.
Are you guys in a?
He's like, have you seen Redo of the Healer? Brings out his he opens his jacket. There's like the Blu-ray DVD copy, and he's got like those old. Did you guys ever have like the PlayStation Portable? No, it wasn't the PS. It wasn't the PSP. Sorry, there was like a PlayStation Mini, and you could get like you could use it in the car, and you could actually play DVDs on it. Me and my brother would do that when we had those long country drives. He breaks out that.
He had like a visceral reaction.
So that's the thing is, there's no recordings because when they enter the courthouse, they have to put their phones in a locker. So there's no recordings. That's why Nick had to run out of the courtroom last time to go get his phone so he could record what this woman looked like. He had to run in front of her, otherwise he wouldn't be able to catch her. So this is it. It bears. We may as well say it, right? Like this is this woman's her interpretation of events, and it's her word versus nobody. So she could be lying. We don't know. But given what Nick has said about this person in the past, I would believe Mrs. K more than I would believe Nick. So I think she's more or less pretty reliable. I mean, obviously she's going to have her own biases and everything like that. But don't we all? Don't we all?
It was like my adrenaline started pumping, and then Nick started talking. He just continued on, and he said, I think we started off on the wrong foot, and I want to apologize for that.
Okay, this surprised me. Okay, I like where this is going. You know what? This might be... Is this the beginning of the good boy Nick arc? He wanted to apologize. Now, if the story ended here, but I mean, you've probably seen the time bar. We're only 6 minutes into a 20-minute video. The story keeps going. If Nick had gone up to her, said, hey, look, we got off on the wrong foot, I apologize, and then walked away, that would be a Nick W. That would be wow, holy shit, I would not expect him to do that. But that's not what happens here. That's not what happens here. So we're left to infer what was his actual motivation. But he goes up and says, I'm sorry. We got off on the wrong foot. And he was being an asshole when he encountered her. Now, of course, anyone would be unhappy if they're coming to watch and report to the internet your trial. But his actions were completely unhinged the last time he encountered this woman. So when I heard this part, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually maybe good. Maybe he's got some festive holiday joy. Maybe his heart grew 3 sizes this day. But doesn't sound like it if we continue the story. So let's see what she says.
And, I assume he's talking about, running down and recording me. And then taking that footage and going to Melton's chat and posting it there. The most unflattering picture of me and calling me a hobgoblin.